To boost your conviction, you need to know that hard times test your character. So life isn't really supposed to be enjoyed if you want to actually become way better in how strong your resolve is. You need to really, 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 really suffer a bit if you want to actually get good at something. Your seriousness is actually shown when your character is tested. So if you're getting punched in the face in the fight and you can't stand the pain, but you keep going, then that's a sign of a good character. But if you don't keep going, then your character just wasn't strong enough to begin with. And sure, maybe you could try again and you'll prevail the next time, and that's great. But that's what you need to do. You need to just prevail, even if the pain is just bordering on unbearable. Just bear it anyway. Even if it's just for a few seconds, you do need to observe your limits, but you need to be able to experience some form of utter torture in your life if you want to actually succeed, and that's what I found. If you're backed into a corner, you are forced to adapt. So if you throw yourself into the fire, you just have to do something if you want to survive. You have to, it's a bit cliche, but you have to get a bit stronger. You have to try to make something work. You need to just get better at the thing automatically. It's like me, when I started doing these videos, I'd have to think up things on the fly. That was just a slight form of this. It wasn't really uncomfortable, to be honest, just a bit uncomfortable watching yourself back and realizing you suck on camera. But if you throw yourself into the fray, then you're gonna survive somehow if you have the conviction to do it. Otherwise, you're probably not going to. It's like if you're getting punched in the face and you just give up and you surrender to your opponent. That's not really what you would ideally aim for. So we can never really have the lives we want, but we can only have the lives we want if we go through discomfort that's something that we really don't want. It's just not fair that we would have had to endure that in our lives, but that's the price we have to pay for the life we want. We have to experience things we don't want and that we just can't stand. So the more torturous something is, the more you grow. It's just like that. There's a direct correlation between how much you develop and how hellish the experience was, I think. It doesn't need to be too terrible the whole time. I think in the gym it's not too bad, because after a certain point when you're just pushing to failure, it's not actually that physically painful. It's just you're exerting yourself a lot, and then your arms just they're just not able to go up anymore, and that's okay, you know. But it's like in crisis situations and stuff like that, that's just actually it's a test for the soul more so than the body, and your spirit might crack and you might just give up for that day. You might fall on the floor and sleep on your face for a while. You just fall into complete despair. You've practically no dopamine, you've nothing to look forward to. But then the next day you're probably going to be fine and your spirit was just going to be stronger. It's like pushing to failure, but this time it's not your arms in the gym, it's your spirit, and you're pushing your spirit to the absolute brink. And if you do that every single day, then your spirit is going to grow. And this is kind of like, I don't know, do you know the video game Dark Souls? It's a game where you just keep dying over and over, but it doesn't matter how many times you die, you can choose to just not give up and you can keep going. That's what I mean by that. If your spirit cracks for the day and you're just not able to go on, as long as you get up the next day, that's fine. So the main takeaway from this is to fail and struggle many times, and if you do that, you're gonna just absolutely grow a load. And another thing to note is valuing virtue over pleasure. Just value doing the right thing over doing something that's going to make you more comfortable. And it's easy to say that, but we need to put it into practice as well, which is infinitely harder. And even now, as I'm saying this, I'm kind of looking forward to when I'm just finished, because I've been working for nearly 4.5 hours straight. But if you if you're just able to try and insert enough pain into your life so that your goals are accomplished, and that's enough, I think, and that's all right. Just don't have this huge Epicurean philosophy of pleasure, and that's the main thing you look forward to in life. I don't know how you can hack your mind to just really like your tasks yet, but when I do figure that out, I'll make a video on it. Don't avoid necessary pain. If there's necessary pain, like going to the gym, then go to the gym. Because if you want to actually look good, then your body's not going to care about the pain when you actually do in like a few years' time. It's just going to care about the end result. That's another thing. People prioritize events over processes, and MJ DeMarco was talking about that you can't really expect that, especially when making money. It's not just one overnight thing. It's something you have to put work into every single day, and that's how you actually prevail. It's a process. It's not an event, and the way you grow from just entering into extreme pain every day in some way is exponential growth. So you're gonna vastly outpace everyone else in your life if you just actually push beyond your comfort zone in some way every day in every area of your life. You just keep pushing. It's not good to you, but it's good for you. You just grow so much, way more than you could ever imagine, and nothing will stop you. Absolutely nothing. And life follows in this way, and the principle for life is that the mean enjoyment in life is kind of the same for everyone. Some people, however, deviate just little bits from this mean, and they're always kind of comfortable, and then always kind of uncomfortable, and that's okay. But then there's other people, and those people, they have the complete opposite effect in terms of deviation, where they're sky high, and they can be just way down low as well. And hopefully for the first part of your life it's more down low, and the second part it's way up high. But that's more so how it works for people who push past their comfort zones every day. Their lives are utter torture, almost unbearable for a while, and then they go up and up and up and up, and it doesn't stop going. But they're not bound by a little deviation around this mean. You see, the mean is the same, but eventually the people who've put in more work end up higher anyway. So that's how it works psychologically, I think. So it's better to have more deviation from that. And I think that if we just push ourselves in some way, it doesn't need to be complete torture. I might be exaggerating. I don't know. It's been rough times lately, but that's generally, it has somewhat of a correlation with growth.